to Hidan still chasing down Kakashi, and boy is he making.
Well, you're never gonna beat him, bro. He's not awesome. What is going on? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we're about to check out another video from Kage the Don when Shikamaru destroyed Hidan to complete the get back of the century. If you remember last time we checked out the one where he did the thing about Asuma getting knocked off the map, getting clapped by Hidan, you know, absolutely getting massacred, getting killed. Rest in peace to Asuma Sensei. He will be missed. Enough of that. Link to the original video in the description down below. Go subscribe and leave a like to Kage the Don, and make sure you do that here. And let's check out the video.
Okay, so boom! The scene kicks off with Kakashi, Ino, Choji, and Shikamaru tracking down Team 10's biggest off Kakuzu and Hidan.
Bro, I love Kakuzu so much, bro.
Much better squad on the scene this time. Much better might be a stretch, but it's an upgrade for sure.
I mean, they don't have Asuma no more. They got
was on while making that C-tier 4-man squad, but she basically set them up for failure. If I was Shikamaru after that gruesome showdown, as soon as I touched back down in the league, I would have bum rushed Tsunade's office and knocked every blonde hair follicle out her head. But instead, like the wise man he is, he put all into getting his
they should have never been so weak in the first place, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Ino manages to use her mind transfer jutsu on a hawk to pinpoint their exact location. And just like that, they now have the drop on the zombie combo. So Shikamaru wastes no time putting that big brain of his to use. As Kakuzu and Hidan continue to walk, Shikamaru tries to discreetly extend his shadow stitches to trap both of them.
Bro, that shadow jutsu was so cool.
They immediately feel his presence and jump out the way. But as soon as they land, two paper bombs come raining down on them. Hidan blocks one with his sight, while Kakuzu blocks the other with his hardened arm. But before they could even retaliate,
don't they get caught in the jutsu?
Throws two more paper bombs in their direction.
Oh yeah, I remember this now.
They dodge it, but to both of their surprise, the paper bombs didn't detonate at all, and that is when they realize they've been got.
Yeah, I remember this now.
That's cool. Now, as happy as I was watching this, I was still in no mood to celebrate. All I desperately wanted,
because it's gonna be way too early.
Finish the job with a quickness. But this nigga must have not learned from the last time, because homeboy hit the same cocky smirk he did when he thought he had Hidan the first time. He then jumps down and starts explaining to them how he was able to trap them by using his chakra.
You know, classic anime protagonist explaining how they did the things.
This is cool and all, but Shikamaru, respectfully, shut the fuck up. He not trying to hear that, bro. You should be rearranging this man's face right about now. No long talking, just straight mink, mink, mink. This man had Asuma unconscious with his booty booted up in the air. There should be no smiling. You're not mad enough for me right now. After explaining his whole game plan, Shikamaru removes the chakra blades, then proceeds to hit Hidan with his shadow possession jutsu. He forces Hidan to walk to his site, then pick it up. Then out of nowhere, Shikamaru starts running, forcing Hidan to charge at Kakuzu with his sight.
It's been a while since I've seen this fight, so I forgot a lot that happened here.
Running at top speed. Every time he gets one of them in a shadow possession jutsu, it looks like he's struggling to even make them move an inch. But now he's sprinting like he's Noah Lyles. That doesn't make sense, but you know what? I'ma let it slide. After grabbing his sight and running,
I should think about it. Yeah, you're kind of right.
Finally jumps up and gets ready to take off his head. But right as Hidan swings his sight, Kakuzu manages to duck out the way.
That's right. He uses nasty body parts to go into the ground.
He's able to move independently from his body. This man hid his hand underground during the explosion, then used it to remove the chakra.
That's actually smart.
Now we're stuck watching this man reconnect his nasty ass arm. Cameraman had this symbiote twerking in my face for a good 10 seconds. We did not get to see.
I may like Kakuzu, but his powers are gross.
Because he wasted no time and quickly rushed at Kakuzu while rapidly swinging his sight. Kakuzu continues to dodge the blows, but his back eventually gets pinned to a tree. And that is when Captain Obesity comes crashing down on Kakuzu's head.
Captain Obesity.
Choji then comes sliding out of the dust, and now they're waiting for all the debris to clear. But to absolutely nobody's surprise,
it did absolutely nothing.
Of all the people on this squad, you must have been out of your mind if you thought it was gonna be Choji to make the first dance. Absolutely not. Now Kakuzu's explaining to them that his special ability
Choji ain't doing nothing wrong.
Harden his body when needed. So to
using hockey,
physical attacks are essentially useless on him. But mid-explanation, Kakashi pulls up out of nowhere and puts a Chidori in its back. See, this is
See,
what I'm talking about.
for
People
real.
often underestimate the element of surprise. Stop letting these niggas get full-on TED
Like,
Talks
and
in.
this is why
Especially when you're working
Kakashi
with a
survived way
time-sensitive
longer than
jutsu such
Asuma,
as
because Asuma
Shikamaru.
just fodder,
Kakashi can
bro.
see that Shikamaru's grasp on Hidan is
You can
slowly
tell who's the way
slipping
better
away, so
sensei.
he knows he has to act fast. Kakuzu, with Kakashi's arm still in his chest meat, continues to grunt and moan for a bit longer until finally he drops to his knees and collapses on the ground. As big of a victory as this was, there's still no time to celebrate. Kakashi knows Hidan's also not one to mess with, so he quickly boots up his Chidori and runs towards him. But right before he could call game, this green-eyed zombie freak kicks Kakashi in his ribcage.
I mean, Kakashi gotta be an idiot or something, because there's no way he thought Kakuzu was completely dead.
Away with this. They just won't die. Kakashi just Chidori'd this man through the heart. Even had that man groaning and moaning, and you're telling me he's still alive. And to make things even worse, this man rips off his robe and reveals this ungodly build. And now the demons are trying to claw their way out of his body. Bro, look at their faces. They're traumatized. Got my man Choji in the back reconsidering his life choices. I feel him though. A sight like this would have had me passing around my resume to every shop and restaurant in the league. This shinobi lifestyle is not for me. The demons finally break free from
Oh my
Kakuzu's back,
goodness,
and now
like
we
what
see
were we
four
even,
giant
what were they
black
facing
Babadooks
against?
behind him. What the even are these, nigga? Is that Babadook? Are those Shinigamis? What am I looking at? Shikamaru's shadow possession
Babadook
jutsu
is
finally
crazy.
wears off, and just like that, the zombie duo now has the advantage. But to everyone's surprise, before they could even start throwing hands, the demon with the mask that Kakashi broke suddenly collapses. So now
Oh yeah, that's
Kakashi
right, the
knows how to
mask,
take them down.
yeah,
Just as
they hold their
Kakashi
weakness.
begins to formulate a plan on how to beat this man, Hidan comes charging in at full force, swinging his scythe at him in every which way. Kakashi manages to block and evade all of his
Hidan, this
attempts
is
to draw
not
some blood,
Asuma
but
you're
that's
fighting, this
when
is Kakashi.
Babadook comes flying in out of nowhere, then hits both Hidan and Kakashi with a wind-style pressure damage jutsu. That jutsu was so strong that it causes this huge tornado-like wind, destroying all the trees around it. But that was just the beginning. Kakuzu then uses
Where's
another
Inu
one of his
at?
Babadooks to boot
What's she
up
been
this
doing?
nasty lightning blast, which he sends right at Shikamaru and Choji. Shikamaru tries to stop the blow, but he was just too slow. Nigga whipped out a scroll talking about some, oh no, too late. Brother, what was your plan here? Because you were definitely watching him charge up that
I guess he was gonna try to like
You
absorb
even
the
whipped out
lightning.
the scroll in anticipation of the attack. So how are you too late? But you know what? I guess quick reflexes isn't really as strong. Right before the lightning blast could turn them into bacon, Kakashi jumps in the way and saves them from the devastating
My boy
blow. I don't
Kakashi,
even
bro.
gotta gas him up for real. This just what he do. It's another day in the office for real.
If that was
Kakashi
Asuma,
really
he
the
would
next MVP,
probably
but
he would
y'all
got
not
footed
ready
right
to
there.
have that conversation. My man just jumped in front of 200,000 gigawatts of lightning just to save these ninjas who aren't even his students. That's a stand-up guy right there. But you can low-key tell that he's getting a little pissed off from carrying the team now, cause Ino's ditzy self finally comes out of her hiding spot just to ask him if he's alright.
Wouldn't catch
Kakashi says
Sakura
in the
hiding
most
like that.
annoyed way
Inu.
ever, well, I'm still standing. Now, to a normal person, that answer might have not raised any red flags, but I have a keen ear for passive-aggressive undertone and sarcasm, so let me provide you with the translation. Are you alright? No, I'm not alright. You see me fighting for my life against these heathens, and you over here still hiding in the trees. Pitch in. Now, after a few more seconds of staring each other down, Kakuzu finally breaks the silence and says, "You saw through the jutsu with your Sharingan. But what about this next one?" Then one of his Babadooks step forward, opens his mouth, and begins to hit them with the most
big.
intense fire-style jutsu I've ever seen. That jutsu was so strong, they were too stunned to move. They eventually all managed to jump out the way and
goodness.
take cover, but Kakashi doesn't
Aren't these
even get the
jutsus from, like,
chance to
other,
laugh
like,
because Hidan's
users he
already
stole
on his
from?
ass. Kakashi blocks his first swing.
So I gotta
and
wonder who
the
was the
second
fire,
third
like,
blow by jumping
like,
back
user who
and
did
blows
that.
one of his kicks. Hidan tries to catch him off guard with another swing to the face, but Kakashi blocks.
Bro, I swear,
both
Kakashi
attempts
almost got like the sauciest
Now
fights
Hidan
ever.
really got Kakashi on his heels. You can tell Kakashi's only priority is not to get hit with his blade. They finally separate, and that's when Hidan gives Kakashi a backhanded compliment talking about some boy, you really are good. Yeah, he really
Of course he
is
good. He
good.
Kakashi had the
Today.
Sharingan.
Fuck did you think this was? You thought he was sorry? He not Asuma. Okay, alright, that was my
I mean,
bad.
I was making them jokes myself.
The heated exchange comes to an end, and now Kakashi and Team 10 are all huddled up, strategizing their next move. After taking into account everything that's happened so far, Shikamaru is able to conclude that Kakuzu has 5 hearts, and each mass represents
Shikamaru
one.
put
And
that
of
big
course,
brain to
this
use.
completely checks out, hence why the first Babadook died from the lightning blade. Kakuzu then reveals that all 5 hearts are from ninjas he's defeated, which also makes sense as to why the Babadooks have such a different yet strong chakra natures. But the conversation action quickly takes a disrespectful turn when Hidan interrupts and says, "You leaf ninja bury your dead or what?" Knowing Kakashi, he'll totally want us to go digging up for that cash cow of his. Now that comment specifically was enough to get all of them fuming, but Hidan didn't stop there.
Didn't Choji rush in or something?
Seriously, that guy with the beard went down like it was nothing, you know?
Damn.
Must have been his students then, huh? With a loser like that guy teaching you, you're pretty much screwed.
And that one right there really struck a chord, especially with Choji. That boy's face turned red as a tomato. He was ready to crash out for sure, but they managed to hold him back. That was until Hidan said, "You're not all bent out of shape over that chump. Fatso." Hey, I can't lie, that was a good one right there. I might have to add that to the collection. Dude said bent out of shape. Get it? Because he's morbidly obese, like he's not in shape, he can't run.
Okay, get off of
That
Choji
comment
right
was
now.
Choji's last straw because he breaks free from Shikamaru's grasp and charges at him. Look at that boy, smiling ear to ear, getting ready to taste some of his blood. That junk probably tastes like Skittles, cupcakes, and Doritos. He can't wait. But right
Damn,
before he
bro.
could get a sample, Shikamaru uses his shadow possession jutsu to stop him dead in his tracks. So Hidan jumps up to chop him in half, but Kakashi meets him in the air and blocks him with his kunai.
Okay.
So Hidan quickly kicks Kakashi to the ground, and now
I got a question. What has Inu done this entire fight?
Shikamaru then releases his hold on Choji and chews him out for being so careless. But my attention was very much elsewhere. Keep the sound he makes when he falls to the ground after being released. Brother, how are we supposed to take you seriously and you doing shit like this? You deserve every insult that's ever been thrown at you. I just want you to know that. After briefly getting chewed out by Shikamaru, he turns around only to be met with Kakazu's meat right in his face. So he gets up and tries to hit Kakazu with a fat punch, but Kakazu catches it, flings it away, punches the food particles out his mouth, puts it right to the gut, and elbows him so hard that he goes
Oh my
flying into a tree. Now
goodness.
getting done up like this was bad, but it happens to the best of shinobi from time to time, so he could have lived that down. But this next part proved
Okay. Hold on a second. I got nothing.
that Choji does not have that dog in him, nor a cat. He got an obese dwarf hamster in him at best. This man Kakazu teleports in front of Choji, and once he looks at the
Damn,
scenes
bro.
in front of him, this was his response. Are you not embarrassed? Have you no shame? Bro, look! He look like he about to piss his pants. This is beyond no aura. This man is in aura.
Oh
He got a
my
foul
goodness.
bankruptcy
He
at
got
this. This
kicked in a
was
tree hella
tragic.
hard.
You almost made me stop the vid here. But you know I had to thug it out for y'all. And
Okay, hold on. What's the point of his expansion jutsu if he was able to get stopped by Kakazu easily? Like, oh my goodness. You might as be worse than Kiba, bro. No lie, I take that back. No one could be worse than Kiba, bro.
that y'all already know what to do.
Bro, this shit got me crying, bro.
Stamp on this video. You know I was working double overtime in that kitchen. Run the like and hit that subscribe, please and thank you. The cameraman then cuts back to Hidan still chasing down Kakashi, and boy is he making.
Bro,
him
you're
sweat.
never
Kakashi's
gonna
still
beat
not
him, bro.
even
He's not
attempting to get some
awesome.
hits in, just straight blocks and dodges. 1 flip, 2 flip, 3 flips. This is not the Olympics. Nigga wanna be Simone Biles so bad. He eventually takes one huge jump to put some distance between him and Hidan, but while up there, he's instantly met with a giant fireball from this Shinigami. It spams 3 more fireballs, but just like vegetables attempting to enter Choji's mouth, they all miss their
You're
target.
still
Kakashi
on
jumps
him,
onto
bro?
another branch to try and catch his breath, but the lightning Babadook pops up behind him and tries to laser off his cheeks. Kakashi, of course, evades that attack too, and now he's free falling through the air. Before he could even touch the ground, the wind-style Babadook comes flying in out of nowhere and starts firing off these demon breath
Damn.
blasts. Now, I know I've had a lot to say about Danzo's old nigga hot breath jutsu before, but my mind can't even fathom what those smell like. You see the power and spice on those blows? I know that smell like some stuff I've never smelled before. Kakashi's probably out there getting a nose full of eternal damnation and tortured souls. Oh nah. Fortunately enough, Kakashi.
I mean, think about it. They probably got to smell like what Kakuzu's breath is like.
Hidan then comes flying in to try and dig his scythe into his head. So Kakashi quickly jumped out the way. Now all the Babadooks are just punishing this man, just violating him. I mean straight.
Like,
raw
man,
dog.
he needs help.
Dang,
Someone help
but
him, bro.
Somehow, some way, our MVP miraculously makes it out of the jumping alive. We then cut back to Choji getting dragged dragged out of this circular indent he made in the tree earlier. Just look at him, man.
Circular indent?
Lying there looking pathetic as hell. But hold up though, why is he low-key caked up? That man got yams for days. Okay, BBL Choji. Kakazu then hardens his hand and gets ready to pierce
he was in hockey, bro.
Choji's blubber. But before he could make the incision, Hino quickly throws a kunai at him to distract him, and as soon as he dodges it, Shikamaru uses his shadow possession
time
jutsu
Inu
to
did
try
something.
and capture him. So Kakazu turns around and starts moonwalking his way around his jutsu. The lightning Shinigami quickly rushes to Kakazu's aid by trying to strike him with lightning, but Shikamaru surprises us all and hits this clean dance revolution routine to evade all the lightning.
Okay, Shikamaru
did not miss a beat. I didn't even know he had those in him. While Shikamaru
brought the upgrade after tripping over a rock.
Extends his arm and grabs Ino and Choji by their neck, and now he's just slowly squeezing the life out of them, giving them that same no-name chokeout special. While they're over there struggling for air, Kakashi and Shikamaru are both just trying to stay out of the Babadook's grasp. That is until this fire style one hits Kakashi in his back, and now our goat is laid out on the branch. Hidan with his evil laugh slowly walks over to Kakashi, raises his sight, then chops Kakashi in half. But of course,
it was just a shadow clone.
It did not surprise me at all when it turned out to be a shadow clone. Shikamaru now activating his W.
That was some yellow smoke. That shadow clone must have been musty.
Then proceeds to use this scroll to summon a bunch of water. Now I can't lie, I was confused watching this the first time, but then I remembered it's Shikamaru, so of course I had to let him cook. And boy did he cook up something delicious, because he ends up using Kakazu's lightning Babadook against him.
Yeah, that is
this
smart.
This is why I let Mr. Big Brain cook. I just know that tight ass ponytail is improving the blood flow to his brain. You see how he used the water to help electrocute him? Because the water conducts electricity by using Darwin's, Einstein's theory, both of their theories, with a neutron and electron.
What are you talking about?
All my science majors, wouldn't this move end up electrocuting Ino and Choji as well, since the human body can conduct electricity? But shit, what do I know? The only thing I remember from science is whatever Bill Nye taught me. Shikamaru ends up throwing a paper bomb kunai at Kakazu, so Kakazu ends up dropping the two bumps to save himself. And that is when Kakashi and Shikamaru rush in to save them. Now Kakashi and Shikamaru are mapping out what they should do.
Just leave those two fighters out the battlefield, bro.
They need to split them up. Ino volunteers to take on the task of luring Hidan away from Kakazu, but they may as well have just burst out laughing. Shikamaru wasted no time shutting that weak ass idea down. You know good and well you couldn't handle that. Don't make me tally up everything you've done this fight, cause your Tony Snell ass stat line is not looking pretty. Out here averaging 4 screams and 3 gasps every fight. Please go sit down. Besides, Shikamaru ain't no wuss. This one's personal, so he knows he has to be the one to finish him off. Before he heads out to take care of business, Kakashi hands him something which he quickly puts in his pocket. And if you're like me, I know your nosy self was zooming into every pixel to see what was in his hand.
I kind of did that too, I'm not gonna lie.
Shikamaru slowly walks towards them, then proceeds to blitz Hidan with his shadow possession jutsu, but Hidan quickly jumps out the way. Kakashi soon joins in on the action by jumping in front of Kakazu and attempting to slice him open several times. And after all these missed swings, Kakazu blocks Kakashi's blow, forcing him to drop the kunai. And now the two of them are really throwing hands. This that S-tier hand-to-hand combat right here. Kakashi never disappoints. Even Hidan couldn't stop watching. That is until
Kakashi's always in the best fights.
With his shadows again. Kakashi and Hidan are still down there going blow for blow in the water. Chancla's drenched as hell. But if the wet feet wasn't annoying enough...
Hold on, I just realized like I kept on saying Kakazu's, but what is that hardening ability Kakazu is doing, bro? Because that's literally just like him using hockey. That's funny right there.
Hidan finally gets him with the leg sweep, but he misses with the right foot head stomp. Hidan tries to leg sweep him again, but Kakashi's not falling for that twice, so he jumps in the air. But Kakazu extends his symbiotic arm, grabs his ankle, smashes him into the
oh my
twice,
goodness,
and throws him into a tree. He then rushes right towards him, and now Kakashi's fighting this man while walking backwards up a tree. Kakazu definitely had the upper hand. That is until Kakashi weaves this punch, then kicks him to the opposite side. Look at him, had that boy lost. Nothing is over there. Kakazu tries to recover by hitting him with a backhand, but Kakashi weaves it, then kicks him off the tree. He teleports to him and tap dances on his pelvis for a second. Then he grabs him and hits him with a spinning brainbuster into the ground. But sadly,
oh my goodness,
it was just a water clone. We then cut back to Hidan, and this man Shikamaru still got him running from his jutsu until he whips a chakra blade at him with one of his shadow stitches, forcing him to jump. But little did Hidan know he had a second one.
This baby's so clean right here.
In the air still, he whips the other chakra blade at Hidan's shadow, and from the looks of it, that man is cooked. There is no way he can recover from this. What is he gonna do? Jump in midair?
Oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah.
This man really dug his sight into the tree, then used it as a platform. I can't even get that mad, this was low-key cold. But right as I began to lose hope, this man Shikamaru comes running up the tree ready to punch the teeth out of his mouth. Yeah, dude, that's what the f I'm talking about. Who said my boy just a camper? He really Mayweather with this jump. The punch does get blocked, but it doesn't matter because the shadow possession jutsu is now complete. So Shikamaru wastes no time and sprints towards the forest. He eventually stops and starts throwing a bunch of kunais with paper bombs and strings attached to them. But not too long after that, we see Shikamaru's shadow possession jutsu wear off. So like the fiend he is, Hidan manically sprints over to Shikamaru with his rod withdrawn and slices his cheek open. He then licks the tip and begins his transformation. Now this was about the time I was expecting Shikamaru's plan to kick in, but then we get this shot of his face and my stomach is
I'm not like, this got me so worried right here.
This worried, is he cooked for real? Hidan stabs his hand, begins to draw his blood circle on the ground, and now his preparations are complete.
Bro, I thought Shikamaru was gonna be murked too. I thought he was about to join Asuma.
Then shoves that junk through his stomach, and that is when Shikamaru starts moaning and groaning. I almost shed a tear. Sounded just like Asuma. My impatient ass couldn't wait any longer. Let me know what the plan is before I tweak out. But nope, my wish was not granted, and this man falls to the ground. Hidan starts to let his guard down and begins to turn around to walk back to Kakazu. But before he could even fully take a step, Shikamaru gets up and slices his neck meat open. He realizes he didn't cut deep enough though, so he quickly restrains him with his shadow strangle jutsu. And this is when he explains his whole plan from start to finish. To put it into as little words as possible, Shikamaru fed Hidan Kakazu's blood instead of his. Hence why Kakazu was clutching his chest like me after a Harvey's bacon cheeseburger combo with extra bacon instead of Shikamaru. It turns out the object that Kakashi passed him earlier was a blood sample from Kakazu that Kakashi managed to get earlier when he stabbed Kakazu with his lightning blade. And to complete the last stage of their plan, Shikamaru put the blood on Hidan's blade and the rest was
But do you mind how precision you need to do that?
In the words of Kobe Bean Bryant, job not finished. I'm not giving him no props until that man is dead. And from the looks of it, it seems like Hidan won't be put to rest just yet, because he somehow manages to resist Shikamaru's shadow strangle jutsu, then starts chatting his ear off about Lord Jashin while raising that rod to put it right.
Is Lord Jashin an Otsutsuki member? I'm still like trying to figure that out.
Shikamaru sticks out his hand like PG hitting that half-court three, then hits him with this Miles Morales, nah, I'ma do my own thing ass bar. He talking about something.
Thanks anyway, but I can save myself.
He then hits Hidan with the shadow pull jutsu, and now he's wrapped in all these
that's
bars.
right.
After making sure the cameraman secured the IG flick, he throws his sword at this marking in the ground, and soon the ground begins to crumble below Hidan. He continues to put on this tough guy act, but his ego is quickly shattered when Shikamaru tells him that only members of his clan are allowed in here. So honestly, it doesn't matter if he's eternal. Once you step foot in this forest, they could watch you for eternity. Shikamaru finally attempts to complete the last stage of his plan, but he's unable to get Asuma's lighter to work. That is until the ghost of Asuma taps Shikamaru on his shoulder and says, let's smoke on that Hidan X Lord Jashin pack together. And finally the lighter lights. So Shikamaru,
bro, this part was so amazing right here.
Pair of beautiful bars before tossing that lighter at his forehead.
It's the will of fire. The will to protect our village.
He didn't even take a step back, just straight watch the explosion happen right in front of his eyes. It doesn't get any more gangster than that. After basking in the moment for a bit
his face is burning right now.
To the deep hole and sees Hidan's dismembered body.
Bro, this line right here was so amazing.
Still alive. He's still going on about Jashin this, Jashin that, but Shikamaru puts him in checkmate with this bar right here.
Right now, the god you should be worried about isn't your stupid Jashin or anyone else. It's me. Because I'm the one who's about to pass judgment.
Then he throws his
Shikamaru!
As it explodes, all the rubble falls on top of him while
my goodness.
But the
I just made up for everything. The amount of times you tripped over that rock.
Thus marking the end of a legendary battle. Overall, a double S tier.
It was. Boy, if you don't...
Look, that man had 4 more hearts left. His fight would have been a whole nother 20 minutes. And who computer I'ma edit that on? Cause I'ma tell you right now, the one sitting in front of me does not have the capacity. I don't usually do part 2s, and I'd say I'm a pretty generous guy, but I'm not Oprah Winfrey generous. That Kakashi and Naruto vs Kakazu fight will have to wait. Cause how the hell Naruto gonna pull up after 50 minutes of action, then take another 20 to pack him up? Oh nah, they're getting their own video. But anywho,
Okay, I'm gonna do another reaction to that soon.
Kakashi
But yeah.
did what he needed to do as usual, boxing against unfair odds. Choji and Ino really just pulled up for moral support. And
For real,
course,
they did
our boy
absolutely
Shikamaru
nothing.
Pulled off the get back of the century, giving Hidan what he deserved while stamping himself as a certified don.
Okay, so you know what it is. Make sure you go subscribe to Kage the Don. Link to the original video in the description down below, so go check it out for yourself. Hey, but before I sign off, I just want to say, I've been like recently watching a lot of animes right now. I just finished Attack on Titan, and I'm about to like start my Demon Slayer watch pretty soon. But I just want to let you know, like, comment in this like the comment section, like recommend any more animes I should watch, because I've been getting kind of bored. I caught up on One Piece. I'm waiting for the next My Hero season to drop. I'm still waiting for Boruto to be animated right now. I'm on Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, and yeah. So comment description down below. Not description, comment section what I should watch. Right now, peace out.